It's attorney Takita Hogan-Claiborne, your Texas Law Diva. Before we begin, I want you to watch this lesson through a different lens. Most people don't have an information problem. They have an implementation problem. They already know they should organize documents. They already know they should review beneficiaries. They already know they should get a plan in place. The question is, what have you actually gotten done? As you watch this lesson, don't focus on learning everything. Instead, identify one thing you've been meaning to handle that keeps getting pushed to the bottom of the list. Write it down because small steps become completed plans, and completed plans create protection. Let's get started. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's Legacy Lab. I'm glad you're here. So, these are just weekly live classes where we take small intentional steps to manage what we already own. Now, before we get started, this is what I want us to do. I need to let me know that you can hear me and see me. I'm going to show you a slide. Put me a dollar sign emoji in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Let me see. I'm going to make sure everybody can hear me and see me. You hear me and see me. Somebody give me a dollar sign emoji in the chat. Don't need me talking to you if you can't hear me and see me. Thank you, Cynthia. Also, let's see if we're all on the same page. And thank you, Jonathan. Now, if you can put me a question mark in the chat, that means you've been meaning to get your money and estate handled. Okay? Go ahead. If you've been meaning to get your money and estate handled, throw me a question mark in the chat. Oh, okay, I see the question mark. What about a fire emoji? Now, you're only going to give me a fire emoji if you're done delaying and you're ready for some structure today. Anybody? You're fired up? Anybody fired? Oh, I see you, Amber. You fired up today. Good. So let's get to work because let me tell you right now what I have to tell you. What are we going to do? 2026 is all about you protecting the bag, growing the bag, and enjoying the bag, and then passing the bag on. So again, this is a legacy lab and welcome. It's not a webinar. I'm not going to lecture you today. It's going to be a working session. And these are going to be weekly legacy lab sessions where we're going to take, what did I say? Just small intentional steps to manage what we already own. What we're talking about your money. We're talking about our property. We talk about our responsibilities. So don't worry about trying to catch up for every single one of these lessons because each going to stand on its own and build over time. But what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to be willing to do some work, okay? Now, if it's your first time here, it's okay. Just jump in right where you are. But if you've been with me before, because we were doing this for a couple of weeks, today is just going to build on what you already know, right? Every legacy lab is designed to give you just one win that you can actually keep. So sit back, take a breath, get something to write with, because we're about to get to work. All right, setting the tone. Let me first set the tone, okay? I just kind of want to say right up front, because I don't want to have any confusion about who I am for number one and how I operate. So just going to be really clear with you. I want everyone to understand I do not do fear marketing. Also, if it's not clear to you, just so you forgot or you're not sure about what's going on here, yes, I am a probate and estate planning attorney. Now, let me say a little bit about probate because I got to set the record straight. Because as a probate attorney, I don't know why there's a misconception about the fact that probate is our problem, but probate is not going to be your enemy. It actually is a necessary legal process. And in many cases, it's going to be the only lawful way that individuals can transfer their property from someone after they die, especially when this person dies without a plan. So it's not the judges that create problems. It's not even courts that create chaos. I'm going to be truthful with you. It's a lack of structure that does. And structure really starts with decisions. So what people hate when they talk about courts and probate court, they don't hate the court. They hate the confusion, the delays, and preventable mess that happens when there's no structure. But what we're talking about here, and we're going to talk about today, is how decisions made while you're living, they actually reduce unnecessary delays later on. So, as a probate attorney, is my work, and as a coach and instructor, is I helping families reduce unnecessary court involvement. How are we going to do that? By planning properly on the front end. Okay. Now, here's my disclaimer. I have to say this. Just because I'm an attorney does not mean I'm providing you with legal advice. If you want that type of service, you're going to have to contact my office. Or you can find a local attorney in your area, but I assure you, you're going to have to sign an attorney-client agreement and also pay your legal fees, okay? So the information I'm going to give you today is just going to be for educational purposes only. Is that clear? Is it clear? All right, y'all ready to get to work? Let's get to work. Who this session is for? This session is for people who, number one, earn good money. Number two, work hard. You're going to I already know, you take care of others, and you know deep down that things should be more organized than they are, right? So if you came here today looking for some type of shortcuts, you think I got some kind of gimmicks, or you're just trying to find someone to blame, this is not the space for you. It's not about being perfect. Again, there's no room for perfection here, but it is about being organized. Organized in such a way that your organization is going to support your real life, okay? So if you came here just willing to take direction, now, not just taking direction, you're going to take ownership of your own responsibilities and move just one thing forward. I'm going to say you're in the right room, okay? Now, where are we in the process? Where are we in the process? Because we're actually following a SMART roadmap, okay? So again, where are we in the process? Today is about the A. We're right here on A, to celebrate. Because in week number one, we covered C's, recognizing what you own. And then we moved on in week number two to talk about manage so you can get it all organized. But today is accelerate. Now, when I talk about accelerate, I'm just talking about acceleration as movement, not rushing. Okay, we're not going to rush, but it is just taking just at least one simple step. Okay, think of it right now. You're going to take one simple step at a time, right? Just in case somebody's in the room, they're not really sure of who I am, let me tell you who I am. I'm Takita Hogan-Claiborne. I'm known as your Texas Law Diva. I am a probate estate planning attorney. I'm also a legal educator. I'm the founder of the law office of TMHC, also the owner of Moolah Management. So I've spent over 20 years teaching law, practicing law as well, including maintaining the position as a chief legal officer, advising multi-million-dollar corporations from California to Singapore and other countries and states in between, representing global companies, giving families through complex legal and money situations throughout my practice. Okay? So if you never met me before, this is what you need to know. I'm a first generation net worth millionaire, a legal expert. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of two wonderful children. And again, for the last 20 plus years, I've been in the trenches of both this law and this life. So when I'm talking about what I'm practicing, I'm going to tell you I practice what I teach. I have seen what delay costs families and my family as well. And I also seen what structure prevents the chaos, the confusion. All right. So here, I'm going to talk about organization. But what you need to know, but organization alone is not going to be the goal. Now, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Organization feels good. It gives you this sense of control. Okay. So you may go and jump into this first year. It's like it's the first month of the year. I got my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to start renaming all my file folders. That's good. You start piling things up on your desk and getting all organized. You say, I'm even going to clean out my email box. You might even clean out your closet, start packing up clothes, put them in boxes, and say you're going to drop them off to the donation collection box. Or you may say, I'm going to get it all together, but I have to deal with some of this a little later. That's good. But organization, again, without decisions, it's just business. It's just movement. It's really not progress. I see people with beautifully labeled files who still haven't decided who's responsible, what happens next, and when something needs to be handled. I've got to confess, I took a whole 3 days organizing my files on my computer. And last week in the office, I couldn't find that one document. I sat there and wasted like 10 minutes with the client because I couldn't find a basic document that should have been right at my fingertip. That's organization. And then what do? Once we can't figure it out, we get stuck there. Why do we get stuck there? It's not just me, it's multiple people. What most people do when they get stuck. What most people get stuck doing actually is what it should say, right? Here's what's getting stuck here really looks like. Let me tell the truth. What's going on? We start collecting documents. We said, let me get ready for tax season. I'm going to download all my statements for the year, get these folders created. And then what happened? Start renaming stuff. Again, you got the best intentions, moving things around from one folder to another. You're going to tell yourself, I'll deal with this at the beginning part of the year. And then 3 or 4 months later, what happens? Here's the truth. No decisions get made. No one decides, again, when we got to make decisions, who's going to be responsible? What happens next? Oh, when something needs to be handled, what are we going to do? So that's not progress. That's just motion, just business without direction. And then it ends up in another year. We're sitting here waiting another 5 years pass by. Then 10 years later, and what? Everything is still sitting there waiting for instructions. So what you need to see, again, I'm speaking as a probate attorney. The stuff remains sitting there, not because we don't own anything. Because I rarely seen families that have nothing. People got stuff. We got assets. Most of us got too much stuff, to be honest. What I see instead are families who never made decisions about the stuff while they had the chance. That means no one knows who's supposed to do anything. No one knows what decisions were made versus what's been avoided. No one knows what was intentional and what's still been left resolved. So when something happens, everyone is just left scrambling. Look, not because there was nothing there. Again, that's the stuff is there, but it's because nothing was fully decided. The issue is not the absence of assets. It's the absence of decisions made in time about the assets. And that's why acceleration matters. All right, let me share a little secret with you, okay? I got a secret for you. This is my secret number one. It's okay if I give y'all a secret right now? Y'all good? Good with the secret? Oh, good with the secret? Okay. I don't see you but I'm going to believe you're nodding with me. Okay, I see the thumbs up. Okay, let's go. So secret number one, delay is still a decision. Oh, let me say this plainly. When you don't decide, life decides for you. We have all been in situations where our fees have started increasing, and at the same time, our options look like they're just decreasing, or at least that's what it feels like, right? I'm just telling the truth. And regardless, what do you start feeling? Stress shows up. Now, nothing exploding. It ain't really chaos yet, but it just quietly start becoming harder. That's what delay actually does. You realize that? That's what delay actually does. Now, I know it's feeling a little heavy, so come on, let me help you turn the thing around here. I got to give you a win. I didn't come here to bring your spirit down. I come to lift you up. Now, let's do this. I want you to think about this. What's the one thing you know you need to decide? The one decision you've been avoiding. Not because you don't know what to do, it's because you just haven't wanted to deal with it. One decision you've been avoiding. But keep saying, I'm going to handle this later. I'm not going to say because it's because you're lazy. We're not lazy. But because it just feels heavy, right? Y'all want to win today? I want to give you a win today. Then go ahead and just identify it. Is it a money matter? Is it an account you've been ignoring? Or maybe it's a responsibility you keep putting off. I want you to name it. I ask you to bring your notebook and a pen and a piece of paper. If you don't have it, again, you're on your laptop, you're on your phone, pull out your notes section and write it down. Go ahead, write it down. That one decision you've been avoiding, write it down. Now, while you're working on that, I got some more secrets. Secret number two. Y'all ready for secret number two? Okay, I got to make sure y'all paying attention. Somebody put ready in the chat. Ready in the chat. I'm looking. Ready in the chat. Ready in the chat. Anybody ready? Oh, I see ready. Okay, let's go. We are ready. We're ready for secret number two. Waiting creates complications. Most complications don't show up because someone made a terrible decision. No, that's not it. They show up because nothing was decided. And while nothing is decided, you know what happens? You sit there and let deadlines pass. And while your deadlines are passing, what happened? Fees start increasing, options quietly shrink away. No one picks up the phone and call you and say, you're waiting too long. Time is running out. But you just kind of feel it when something that should have been easy or simple suddenly start costing you more, start taking a little longer. And then in some situations, again, talking from a probate attorney, courts going to be required is actually to be involved. That's how delay shows up in our life. Okay. Now, come on, let's move on to the next slide because I got to get real about this and talk about it. Now, how delay shows up. You start seeing more emails. You start seeing people asking you for more follow-ups. You just start feeling the pressure. And you start feeling like, I really don't have the flexibility I thought I had if I would have made this decision about 30 days ago. If I would have made the decision a year ago, I wouldn't be trying to scramble to figure out how to get this done, how to do this, how to do that. You start feeling it, the pressure, and feeling like there's less flexibility. Acceleration is, if my next slide come up, I got something to show you about timing. But let's get it straight. I'm not talking about moving fast. It's about acting while you still have the choices. Before decisions are forced, before the stress gets too far out of hand, before it gets too high, before someone else step in and figure things out for you. I'm telling you that acceleration is handling things while life is calm, not when it gets urgent. You already know what needs to be decided. I don't have to tell you. You already know. That's the difference between choices and pressure. Now, I know you're wondering, talked about probate. How is this all connected to probate? I'm going to show you what probate really does and why it matters. Here's where probate again comes in. Probate is going to answer these questions for you. Who has authority? Who gets what? Who can sign? Who can sell, transfer, or access your accounts? I'm going to break it down for you. I didn't come here to waste your time. Probate court is how the state grants lawful authority. You need the judge in most cases to give you a written document. That's our court order. So you can have the power to request items to remove from the decedents, the person who just died, name to someone else. When those answers aren't clear, because decisions haven't been made, everything slows down. That's why decisions made early matter. The problem is not probate. The problem is leaving your family with no instructions, no organization, no documentation. Oh, okay. You say, I have some documents. I've given some instructions. I have some things written down or typed up in my computer. I just haven't finalized it. So you know what that means? No proper instructions. Still breeds disorganization. And you still have poor documentations. That's when the process gets heavier. And it then what? Becomes disorganized. And all this chaos comes when it doesn't need to be there. All right, y'all, I got another task for you moving forward. I promise just to take a little bit of your time, but here's something for you to do. You ready? Are you ready? Okay, let me see. Are you ready? I need ready again. Ready in the chat. I got to make sure y'all with me. I see ready. There y'all go. Come on. We're getting ready today. Based on the decision you made, and you already labeled it. I asked you earlier, I remember a few slides back. I said, go ahead and decide one decision that you need to go ahead and think about what you do that you've been avoiding, right? Based on that decision that you named earlier, that one decision that I asked you earlier about that you have been avoiding, do this. What's the one next action that moves that decision forward? Think about it. Just one thing. One next action that you can take. I'm not asking you to fix it. We're not here to fix it today. We're just naming it. Write it down. Write it down. Name that one next action that you can take today to move that one decision forward. Okay? Can y'all do that? You writing it down? So why I'm telling you to write it down? There's a reason. It's a reason for this. The truth is, waiting creates complications. That's why I'm telling you to go ahead and write it down. What I am telling you that most problems don't show up as emergencies. They don't. They show up more like follow-ups. What am I talking about? It's another email that you failed to submit. It's another form you didn't fill out. It's another person asking, have you done that yet? Done this yet? And what happens? It's all sort accumulating. And then we start pushing it to the side and it doesn't get done. So that brings me to some more secrets. I got some secrets. Here's secret number 3. I know y'all didn't realize I had so many secrets, did you? Okay, no, I'm thinking like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you do realize I carry a lot of secrets because, again, most attorneys do, right? We're infamous for being trusted with other people's secrets, right? But anywho, the secret I'm talking about today is a little different. Back to secret number 3. Secret number 3 is structure creates momentum. Structure creates momentum. Really, what's concerning in this slide, what I want to share with you in this slide is that most people, they are not unmotivated. That's what the gist of it is trying to tell you. They're not unmotivated. They're just overwhelmed. They find themselves, most of us, we all do this. You find yourself juggling work, trying to figure out your work schedule. You have family issues to contend with. You realize you got responsibilities and everything in between. You're just trying to figure it all out, trying to map it all out. A few hours of the day, and you got so much to do. So all this unresolved stuff, all these unresolved decisions, they start to weigh on us, right? So when there's no structure, what does that leave? It just leave all this stuff. It leaves everything left in our head, live and reside in our head because we don't have it mapped out. We don't have it on our calendar. We don't have our notebook written down. We don't have anything. We just like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna do this today. I got 100 things to do. I'm trying to get through it all. I failed to do 10 of the things I said. I got through 2. What I'm gonna do with the other 8? Just add it on to the list. And anything that lives only in your head eventually gets pushed aside. That's why people stall. Not because they don't care, it's because there's nowhere for decision to land. We haven't made any decisions to move forward on. I'm about to get real with you because I don't deal with hypotheticals. What I'm telling you from a personal experience. Okay. Now y'all give me permission to get a little personal right now, right? You all right with that? I know one for sure. Y'all good? I see them thumbs up because I'm about to get real. Now, my husband and I, the gentleman in this photo with me, that's my husband, that's Jonathan. Jonathan and I, we haven't always been high income earners. But after like a few years, we got to put in a couple of years. We had to do some work in our professions. We eventually became multiple six-figure earners. On paper, though, everything looked really good. Again, I told you I'm gonna come here and be honest. Like I told you at the beginning, I was representing multi-million-dollar corporations and immigration matters across Houston and globally. Say that word correctly. I get to try to talk it fast and stumbling on things globally, right? There we go. On the other side of my practice, I handle probate and estate planning. At the same time, if you didn't know, I also teach. I teach at one time, it was full time in a legal paralegal studies program. And I can't leave my husband out. He brings in multiple streams too. We're talking about music across genres, and he's a certified e-discovery consultant. Okay. Now, from the outside, it look like we're doing everything right. But behind the scenes, I'm telling you, our money was a mess. Our property, our assets, all that stuff was a mess. Now, here's the part that matters for today, because I ain't telling you all my business. You got to get in my class for me to give you all the scoop. But anyway, let me tell you what is reference to what I'm talking about today. It wasn't because we didn't know what to do. Yeah, I'm going to talk about me because he didn't give me permission to tell his business. But I'm going to tell you my business because my mama and my daddy, mother and my father, both taught me how to manage my money and my assets. So these issues that we discovered, it wasn't because we didn't know what to do. For me, because again, I'm only speaking for myself. For me, I just wasn't going to do what I wanted to do at that time. So we as a couple started developing some things. We decided not to follow those principles that we knew that help us to get on track. So we got off track. We kept putting good money making decisions to the side. So what we decided to do, once we start earning more money, we start buying more stuff. And eventually we start buying more stuff than more money that we were earning. And every time a decision showed up about spending, about saving, about prioritizing, about planning, we told ourselves we can deal with that later, right? Y'all said I could, I'm checking here. Y'all said I can, speak the truth here. But I'm going to straighten this up for you. The later on, we realized we was finding ourselves asking for extensions from our lenders. Yes, we did. We started requesting deferments. We started getting repossession warnings, foreclosure notices. And I'm telling you, I was feeling some tension at home, wondering about who we making this money? Where the money going? Where the money at? Right? Again, I'm just about being real. And here's what I need you to hear. The issue wasn't about the money. It wasn't about information. It was about the decision process that we was going through with each other. Delayed decisions, really. So let me tell you about my breakthroughs because we eventually got past this pretty recently. I'm going to tell you about some of my breakthroughs. Again, I'm only going to speak for myself. Since someday I'm going to let my husband tell his own story. But right now, I'm talking about my breaking points. The first one came when a creditor literally mocked me, laughed at me. A creditor we had called multiple times asking for extension. I asked them and called them and they said, "Can I get another extension?" And they was like, "Another one again for the same reason," and mocked and laughed at me on the phone. At first, I was upset. I was mad. I was angry. I was like, "Oh, how dare you laugh at me?" But then I realized the truth was I was embarrassed because every extension represented a decision I hadn't made earlier. We had options before. We even had leverage multiple times. Again, I'm working for a multi-million-dollar corporation, so we had the money. We had it before. So I was embarrassed. The second breaking point that came, again, for me, was one of my estate planning clients asked me directly, "Attorney Claiborne, what about your estate? How do you manage your estate?" And when she asked me that, I honestly just froze up and was thinking, "Oh, she all in my business. Why is she all in my business?" Because the truth was, we hadn't even decided. I'm representing people, telling them about their estate, and we hadn't even decided about our own estate. Now, it's not because we couldn't, but it was because we just keep postponing it. And shortly thereafter, that's when stuff started clicking for me. I was like, "Look now, acceleration is about moving fast. It's about deciding while options are still existing for us." But that's when we decided, I talked to my husband, I said, "We got to make some changes. We have to stop winging this thing. We got to get ourselves educated." And we did. We stopped requesting deferments. We decided to stop pushing things down the road, again, winging it. We decided to act while we still had choices. What did that bring? Structure. Yes. We started following and implementing better systems. And then when we did that, our money started moving differently. We noticed that we was able to pay off $40,000+ in debt, paying off this debt and that debt on top of this debt, paid off three of our cars, paid them off in full. We start working on our credit. We start building our savings, start investing, teaching our children these same principles. And it didn't happen overnight. But the biggest shift I know that I felt was the stress level. The stress started lifting once the decisions were made. And now I am going to live the rest of my life teaching others how to do the same because it's not theory. I'm not going to teach theory, it's lived. Listen, I'm not asking y'all to rush, but I'm asking you to not delay decisions that are just costing more later. It's costing you what? More time and more money. I'm showing you what happens when income is finally matched with decisive action. Now, let me move forward because I only got a little bit more time. What structure does after decisions are made? Structure, again, is not where you start. It's not. It's not where you start. It's what shows up after decisions are made. So once you decide then structure does some other things for you. I have them listed for you. What are the 3 things that, again, structure is going to do for you once you make a decision? First, it's going to remove the constant second guessing. You no longer have to just keep wondering, what should I do? The decision is going to be already made. So first, again, remove that constant second guessing. Number 2, it's going to reduce emotional drain. You're going to stop carrying all that in your head. Get a calendar, write it down. Know what your plans are and implement them. It's going to reduce emotional drain. And number 3, it's going to keep things moving even when life gets busy because the decision is no longer up for debate. It's been decided. All right. All right. I got to put you guys to work. It's time for you to do something. Take another step. Another step. What are we going to do? I need you to choose the next step. Now I'm making you responsible. Getting to talk about responsibility here. Let's go back to that decision you named earlier. Nothing new. I told you 1 step. Go back to that decision you named earlier. Think about it. Now I want you to decide who is actually responsible for making sure this gets handled. Decide. Not who should be responsible, not who you hope will do it. Who is realistically accountable? Y'all got that? Who is responsible for making sure this decision actually gets handled? If no one owns it, it's not going to move off that paper. Now, I'm not making any judgment calls today. I'm not. I'm not here for that. This is just how things work. So take a moment. Go ahead, pause, and think about it. Who is responsible for making sure that one decision that you listed earlier, I asked you about earlier, is actually going to help you get it handled? Write it down. All right? Okay, because I'm moving forward. We're taking action. The order matters. Week number 1, we started with what do you own for a reason? Why? Because you can't manage, protect, or pass on what you haven't even identified. So ignoring it doesn't make it disappear. It just leaves it unorganized. So in week 2, we got organized. Then for this week, you accelerate so you can live well now and pass things on later. It's what, even though we're talking about acceleration today, there are some things that acceleration is not. So what acceleration is and it's not. I got to be clear with you. I promise to do that from the beginning to the end. What it is and what it's not is 2 different things. Acceleration is not fixing everything at once. No. It's not being perfectly organized overnight. No. It is deciding not to stay stuck. It is just choosing to move one thing. I just asked for one thing forward instead of just circling the same issue for another year, another 5 years, another 10 years. That's it. Moving forward on one thing. Now, let's talk about and lock in today's theme. Y'all ready? I got to check, got to do a room check. You ready? You should get it by now. Every time I say the word ready, I'm going to be looking for somebody to put ready in the chat. Are you ready? Oh, there you go. Y'all catching on? There you go. I see you. Ready in the chat. Ready in the chat. All right. So look, this is what the theme is. The whole theme of this whole program, the whole framework. Okay. What it is called, the framework is the Smart Legacy Framework. I want you to put in your mind right now that we're going to protect the bag. Why do you got to protect the bag? So nothing leaks out of the bag, right? Grow the bag so your work actually multiplies. Now, I inserted that you also enjoy the bag. I'm going to say this every time. You need to pause and enjoy your bag because you didn't build whatever you're building in this life just to suffer. We work too hard just to suffer. So we're going to pause and make sure we also enjoy the bag. And then, you know, we're going to pass the bag on, but that's going to be with intention. So we're going to be proactive and not reactive. In my sense, in my definition of legacy, this is legacy. Because I believe this is not just any type of legacy. This is a type of legacy that is about living well, enjoying what you built, and not rushing to transfer. Yes, I'm a probate estate attorney, but I'm not going to push you to just go get a will just to have a will. I'm going to tell you, you need to stack it high and still stay fly while you're alive. You understand? We're coming to the end, real close here. We're close to the end. But right now, what we need to do, I said a lot. I need you to pause with me. I want you to just take a minute and pause and reflect. Notice how small today's steps were. I didn't ask a lot of you. Notice how much even they probably just revealed to you about yourself. The small little step revealed some things to you. That's how this work actually happens. So what we're not doing today, we can't do it all today. I told you, I got to be upfront and clear. I can't do it all for you today. And we're not trying to. We're not here to fix everything today. That's intentional. We're not here trying to organize every document. We're not going to sit here and try to solve all your problems. I'm not going to tell you go and try to clean up your entire life just by one sitting. It's not going to happen. Because what we are doing just today is just something simple. But I believe it's pretty powerful. You can go back and analyze and think for yourself. But I think it's pretty powerful that I'm asking you to identify the one decision that's been slowing everything else down. Just one. You notice that? I'm asking for one. Somebody can throw that in the chat. Throw it in the chat if you were able to name that one decision. If you got it, put a one in the chat. Say, I know that one decision. I got to decide. I know it. I've been avoiding this. I know what it is. If you didn't know what it was earlier, do you know it now? Do you see it now? I see the ones. I see the ones. Yes, most definitely. You know that one thing you have to do. You see, again, it's not everything. It's not being perfect. Guys, it's just one decision made while you still have options. So that is exactly how people get stuck without burning out. So that's how we're going to start with acceleration. Because what we're going to do every week in these sessions, this is what I do. I'll walk you through some basic components. So you'll walk away having taken a real step. And at the end, I'll share with you how you can join me in my Secure the Bag Challenge. Now, that's a hands-on event. So in the challenge, it's going to help you build on these steps that we've been covering week for week. And hopefully, some of you will be prepared to move forward in my group cohort. But I'm going to launch that soon, later on. That's not right now. Because the cohort will be only for those that are ready to work harder. We're talking about some deeper work. And that's going to happen later. Because today, let's stay focused on today. Today was all about just starting correctly with just one simple step. Again, we're promising to just take one step at a time. So, what did I say? If you want that support, implementing the consistency, there is a next step for you. If you felt that today helped you see where you've been stuck, the next step is deciding to make a decision. Make a decision to do what? I'm glad you asked. Making the decision to join my Secure the Bag Challenge. Again, that's where the structure gets built with guidance. Okay, I got to break down the blueprint for you. Let me show you what it is. Now, introducing the whole blueprint of the Smart Legacy Lux program. Okay. Here's the framework. This is what I actually use. It's called again Legacy Lux Smart Plan. Exact system I built to help people to win in 2026. Oh, wait a minute. What we gonna do in 2026? I was hanging out with some young people last night and they just all so hyped. I said, I'm gonna come in with some hype energy like the young people had last night. And we're gonna be talking about win. So somebody go ahead and put it in the chat. What are you gonna do in 2026? We're gonna win, right? Win. Do I see W-I-N? Oops. I see WIN in the chat because we are going to win. How are we going to win? We're going to use a smart plan. You're going to seize it. Seize what you already own. Go and get the full picture of your property. What is your estate? Then you can manage it. Decide to turn. You need to decide. I'm serious about this. You decide to turn chaos into clarity. Don't wait on anybody else to do it for you. Manage it and decide for yourself. Accelerate it. Grow your money intentionally, not accidentally. Money going to flow. It's going to come in and it's going to go out. But you can control it and manage it and accelerate it and grow it intentionally if you decide to do so. Or retain it. Protect what you built, but do it legally. Retain it. Transfer it. Pass that bag on with confidence when the time is right. But until then, what we going to do? We're going to enjoy it, as much of it as possible for ourselves, and then make sure there's some left over for others. All right. Let's see what else. A few more things here. Oh, I got something for you. Wait a minute now. Let's see. Let's take a little quiz. I got a little quiz for you. Now, listen, this is where people kind of get separated out. I noticed this in the last couple of weeks. People, well, some of them will jump in and say, okay, Miss Claiborne, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready and I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to move forward fast. Then there's some that say, no, you know what? I just needed this little start. I'm good. Thank you for helping me get started. And there's others of you. I know you carrying so much stuff in your system. You can't even handle anything else right now. I get it. But I built this simple assessment. It only take a minute. I'm gonna drop the link to it in just a moment. So just a short little quiz. And the quiz actually gonna walk you through the process, tell you what's exposed, what needs to still be organized, and maybe give you some guidance on your next step. So I'm gonna get the link here. Again, it's not, pull this document up here. It's not just for entertainment. It actually is a directional tool. So I want you to see it again as a guide, all right? I'm posting the link in the chat now. Do y'all see the link in the chat? If you click that link, it should take you directly to the quiz. All right, I see the thumbs. I'd appreciate that. All right, if you want to take the quiz, take the quiz. Because I'm going to just go ahead and tell you. Again, I dropped that link. I know some of you already decided you ain't going to take it. So I'm not going to take it. And then some of you will. That's good. But I'm going to be upfront with you. If you won't take that 2-minute assessment, you're probably not ready for a 5-day challenge yet. That's okay. Because what we're doing, we're building generational wealth builders who are already ready to become legacy architects. So again, if you're not ready, that's okay. No big deal. But let me let you know this. Legacy is built while you're living. It is not something people deal with at the end of their life. It is something built through everyday decisions. Taking the time and figure out who decides, who's going to act on our behalf. Are we going to even follow through? So back to acceleration is deciding and choosing not to stay stuck. So here's the path. What's the path, Miss Claiborne? Here's the path. Today, You recognize that you have some components of your estate that are being exposed, and there are some gaps, right? Am I right? Again, it's small steps, but I'm sure you had some inkling about, hey, there's some things I do need to address. So if today helped you see what needs attention, you have a step waiting on you. The next step is the what? Secure the bag challenge. The challenge is where we take these decisions and build them into a plan. But let me tell you about this challenge. Enrollment is not open yet. Nope. Right now, I'm just inviting you to join the priority list, the challenge priority list. Now, on my list, the priority list, that's where I will notify you. You get a notification first when registration actually opens, and it lets me know that you're serious about implementing and not just coming here weekly for the weekly free webinars. I said they're not webinars, free lessons, right? If that sounds like you, I'm going to drop the link and you can add your name to the list. Wait, hold on. Let me grab the link. Grab the link. I'm going to place it in the chat for you. Okay, this should be the link. Y'all see the link to the challenge priority list? If you, again, want to join the challenge, want to go, I see the thumbs up. You want to get on that list, go ahead and click that link and add your name to the list. All right. Again, because again, that's the next step. That secure the bag challenge is the only next step after today. What did I say? It is the only next step after today, because this is where we take what you just saw and actually build you something. Now, somebody say, well, okay, now well, after that, that's it. I'm just going to have a challenge. Now, I know that. Some of you thinking a weekly class, then a challenge. There's nothing else. No, there is something else. For the ones that need deeper support, I'm going to have a 90-day Legacy Lux cohort group, but that begins after the challenge. So access to that is more than likely for most going to go through the challenge, okay? And so today is not about skipping. Like, well, I want to just get signed up for the cohort. No, today is not about skipping. It's about taking the right simple steps now, right? All right, let me get you out of here. Let's close out now. In my closing, let me end like this. I gotta sit up straight just to say thank you. Thank you for doing the work today. So before we close, I want you to notice something. Did you notice this? Nothing we did today was complicated. That was intentional. I'm not here to overwhelm you. This is how real progress is made. Not by rushing, not by skipping steps, but by staying in order. So again, if today helped you, please take a minute and see what needs attention. Okay? I'm telling you, that's the whole point of today. You don't have to decide everything in one sitting. You just need to figure out how to stay intentional. And I'm going to say this once again. You didn't have to be here. So thank you for showing up and doing the work. So just take a moment when you leave and you log off and pause and reflect. And then I'm going to ask you to always take action. So if you're serious about it, at least take the quiz. If you're ready, sign up for the challenge priority list. And everything else, again, if you're enrolled with us, will come later in that order. So let me close out with this one thought, because I got to make sure you understand the outlook where we're going with this. Protect the bag, right? I'm going back to it. Grow the bag. Then what are you going to do next? Don't rush it. Pause and enjoy the bag. And then decide to pass the bag on. You don't have to do it all at one time. You're not going to do everything today. I know that. But you have to keep moving in the right order, just one step at a time. Now, if you happen to have any questions or comments, please be sure to add your question and comments to the registration form. I gave you an opportunity to drop those questions in the registration form. Or if you haven't had the time to do that, you want to drop those questions, I'm going to make sure that you have access to our Secure the Bag Society link. Let me get this link here. Because in that community, our Secure the Bag Society is in school, SKOOL. It's in the school. We have a community there, and all your question concerns, you can drop them there, and I will be sure to go in there and answer those questions for you. All right. I think I have a link here. I have this one here. Let's use this one. I'm gonna post it in the chat. All right, let's see. This is the chat section in the Secure the Bag Society. All right. So what you do, you click that link, it'll take you to that community. More than likely, you're gonna have to join our community and you can post your questions. But if you come back here each week and you fill out that registration form, you can also include your questions and comments in the form, and I will be sure to answer those questions for you. All right, you guys. All right, I believe that's it. That's all I have for today. I want to thank you again for your attention. Until next time, you know what? I'm going to see you here live via Zoom. So then, bye-bye. Before you leave, don't walk away with more information. Walk away with one action, one document, one account, one beneficiary review, one conversation, one instruction. Choose one thing and commit to getting it done this week. Then share it with us in the chat. Remember, knowing isn't enough. It's not. Let me say that again. Knowing isn't enough. Getting it done is what creates protection. This is attorney Takeda Hogan-Claiborne, your Texas Law Diva. Come on, don't leave the people you love guessing. Thank you. Take care.